The tragic and mysterious death of Brittany Murphy in 2009 has left fans and investigators puzzled for years, and recent developments have only deepened the mystery. Initially ruled as pneumonia and anemia, her death was later questioned when her father's private investigation revealed high levels of heavy metals in her hair, often associated with poisoning. Brittany herself reportedly feared she was being targeted, telling close friends she suspected she was being poisoned before her death. Adding to the tragedy, just months later, her husband, Simon Monjack, died under nearly identical circumstances, raising even more questions. Now, unsettling connections are emerging, tying Brittany's death to Hollywood's darker side, specifically to figures like Diddy and Ashton Kutcher. Allegations suggest Brittany may have uncovered disturbing details about Diddy's infamous freak-off parties and Ashton's ties to those events. Brittany's fear and paranoia in the months leading up to her death, paired with her sudden and unexplained passing, have fans wondering if she knew too much. This theory gains traction when compared to the eerily similar death of Kim Porter, Diddy's ex, who also died young and whose death was ruled as pneumonia. Further complicating the story, Brittany's mother, Sharon, and Simon Monjack reportedly refused key investigations, including environmental testing for mold and heavy metal poisoning, which could have provided more clarity. Their actions have led many to suspect a cover-up. Sharon even sold the Hollywood Hills home Brittany died in shortly after Simon's death, and her sudden silence on previously supported theories only adds to the suspicion. Hollywood insider allegations suggest Brittany and Kim Porter may have been silenced for knowing too much about hidden activities within powerful circles.
And the coroner declares that she has died of natural causes. It creates a huge stir in Hollywood. How could this happen to a vibrant 32-year-old? When a second, more detailed report is released 2 months later, it's determined more specifically that Murphy died of pneumonia, anemia, and drug intoxication. Then, just 5 months later, her husband, Simon Monjack, dies in the same house in a very similar manner. The tragedy of Brittany and Simon is now a great mystery.
Celebrity medium Sloan Bella recently claimed that Brittany and Kim had information on disturbing rituals involving high-profile figures, including Diddy, which put their lives in danger. Kim Porter was reportedly preparing to expose these secrets in a tell-all book before her untimely death.
He was so charming. A wolf in sheep's clothing. A devil, and I fell for it. This story must be told despite the fact that it'll hurt my children. I cannot hide it any longer. Sean Combs must be stopped. When I met Sean, he was cool. I didn't think much of him at the time. He was just another guy at the label. Uptown was huge, and we were all living our best life. But Sean continued to lay on the charm, and before I knew it, we were dating. As a young single mom at one of the hottest companies in the world, life couldn't get any better. Then it did. My boyfriend was getting even bigger. He and Clive would hang out a lot, but I didn't think anything of it. I mean, that was his boss, and he was doing things bigger than most men dare to even dream. Then it happened. I mean, okay, I was a little bit of a freak. I really enjoyed myself with my partner, and toys are one thing, but I never imagined having a man I was dating asking me to use a toy on him. For the first time, he said he just wanted to experiment, try something new. I was grossed out, but he kept begging. He said it would only be this one time, and he was just curious. I was only 20 at the time. I said, what the hell? I hated it. He bled from it, and there was shit on it.
Now, what made the situation even more sus was Brittany's husband Simon passing just months later under eerily similar circumstances. Now, here's where things get really sketchy. Brittany's husband, Simon Monjack, actually didn't want an autopsy performed after her death, but legally he couldn't block it, so the Los Angeles County Coroner's Office went ahead with it the next day. A couple of months went by, and the coroner released the official report, ruling her death as accidental.
Ashton Kutcher's connection to Brittany Murphy further complicates the story. They dated briefly in the early 2000s, and their relationship ended abruptly. Some speculate that Brittany may have begun questioning Ashton's ties to Hollywood's powerful elite, particularly Diddy, before her death. Interestingly, Ashton has remained largely silent about Brittany's passing, fueling theories about his possible involvement or knowledge of events surrounding her death. The death of Brittany Murphy, once a beloved Hollywood star, continues to haunt fans and investigators alike. Her sudden passing at the age of 32, combined with her expressed fears, Simon's strange behavior, and Hollywood's eerie connections, has left more questions than answers.
Now the HBO documentary, What Happened, Brittany Murphy, alleges Monjack was a con artist and contributed to her death. Brittany's friend, actress Kathy Najimy, appears in the documentary.
During a little dip she was having, he came along. And I think that's where her judgment was muddled and she became prey. We all were scared and freaked out. Like, who was this guy?
And there's this shocking claim.
Simon said that he dated Elle Macpherson and Madonna. He said that he had been dying from terminal brain cancer and that he had bought an experimental treatment derived from the fins of sharks.
I've been on FBI raids where I've seen things that no person should ever see. I've seen video content of a child that's the same age as mine being raped by an American man that was a sex tourist in Cambodia.
Combs insists he's innocent, but a judge rejected his lawyer's bail proposal because he had concerns that Combs might try to tamper with witnesses.
And this child was so conditioned by her environment that she thought she was engaging in play. But the right to pursue happiness for so many is stripped away. It's ripped. It's abused. It's taken by force, fraud, or coercion. It is sold for the momentary happiness of another.
Ashton Kutcher's long-standing friendship with Sean Diddy Combs is raising questions amid the serious allegations against Diddy, including trafficking and other troubling claims. With both men linked to high-profile Hollywood circles, many are questioning how much Kutcher might have known about Diddy's alleged actions. While no direct evidence has surfaced tying Kutcher to these allegations, his close association with Diddy and their involvement in exclusive, controversial gatherings has left people speculating. The lack of a clear response from Kutcher regarding these matters only adds to the suspicion, leaving fans wondering if there's more to the story. What are your thoughts on Ashton Kutcher and Diddy's relationship? Do you believe Ashton is innocent? Or could he share some responsibility in these allegations? Share your thoughts in the comments below.